As you all would remember that earlier last week, it was also announced by the Civil Aviation Authority that the flights that were previously banned to some 18 countries, including India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Philippines, will also be resumed. In that regard, the authority issued some essential points for both passengers coming into the Sultanate and going out of the Sultanate. For expats who wish to return, need to make sure they are fully vaccinated, meaning have taken 2 shots of the approved doses in the Sultanate. To answer to the approved vaccines in the country, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saidi, who is the Minister of Health, clarified that 8 vaccines are approved for use by the respectable authorities in the country. It includes Covishield, which is made in India, Pfizer, Moderna, Sinovac, Sinopharm, Sputnik V, Johnson & Johnson, and AstraZeneca. Speaking about the 3rd dose of COVID-19 vaccines, the Minister of Health clearly said that the idea of a 3rd dose scientifically is premature. In fact, the World Health Organization has not recommended a 3rd dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. No Omani citizen who is abroad and has not been vaccinated will be prevented from returning to Oman, provided that precautionary measures are followed, the Minister of Health stated. Even with new changes to the rules, Oman reserves the right to ask for COVID-19 tests on arrival into the Sultanate. There has been an uproar about these tests to be taken before arrival, on arrival, and after quarantine, but unfortunately, many tests carried out globally may be fake, said Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saidi. During the meeting last week, it was also noted that residency permits for expats will be conditional on obtaining at least 1 dose of vaccine. Renewal of residency permits for expats in Oman will be conditional on obtaining at least 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccines approved for use in Oman, said Dr. Saif bin Salim Al Abri, who is the Director General of Disease Control at the Ministry of Health. He added that from October 1st, obtaining 2 doses will be mandatory for both citizens and residents, with the continuation of all precautionary measures of physical distancing and wearing a mask. In addition to that, earlier today, O Taxi has announced that it will provide free transportation for those who wish to go to the exhibition center to receive the vaccine starting from September 1st. Those who wish to take advantage of the free service should use the code VACCINE21, O Taxi stated. Now, there has been some waning of protection against COVID-19 infections in double-jabbed people across the globe. We will see what exactly that is after a quick commercial break. Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Fighting COVID. Recently, Michelle Roberts, health editor for BBC News Online, wrote an article about how researchers say they are seeing some waning of protection against COVID infections in double-jabbed people. The real-world study includes data on positive COVID PCR test results between May and July 2021 among more than 1 million people who had received 2 doses of Pfizer or AstraZeneca vaccine. The article stated that protection after 2 shots of Pfizer decreased from 88% at 1 month to 74% at 5 to 6 months. For AstraZeneca, the fall was from 77% to 67% at 4 to 5 months. She wrote that experts say that waning protection is to be expected. Although some breakthrough infections may be happening, vaccines are still doing a very good job at protecting people against severe COVID illnesses and deaths, she mentioned. In addition to that, some countries are reporting more new coronavirus infections compared with the previous 2 weeks. Global data trends that show that the coronavirus pandemic isn't over yet. DW sums up the current situation in 3 charts. The goal for all countries is to make it to the blue section of the chart and stay there. Countries and territories in this section have reported no new cases for 4 weeks in a row. Currently, that is the case for 5 out of 188 countries and territories. In chart 1, you can see that the situation has improved slightly. 100 countries have reported more cases in the past 2 weeks compared with the previous 14 days. Now, as you see on chart 2, based on the newly reported case numbers, which can reflect local outbreaks as well as the countrywide spread, in the past 28 days, countries and territories classify as follows, which we are going to show you in chart 3. Now, in chart 3, you can see that more than twice as many new cases. We'll take it from continent to continent, and we'll just name a few countries just to have a quick run. From Asia, you can see that Azerbaijan, Brunei Darussalam, Syria, Palestinian territories, Yemen is showing. From Africa, we have Cameroon, Egypt, Mauritius, Uganda. In Europe, you can see Albania, Bulgaria, Germany, Kosovo, Montenegro, Switzerland, Serbia, and so on. For more new cases in Asia, you can see Armenia, Georgia, Iran, Israel, Japan, Jordan, Philippines, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka. In Africa, you will see Angola, Cape Verde, Ivory Coast, Ethiopia, Ghana, so on. In Americas, we have got Canada, Costa Rica, Cuba, Guatemala, Mexico, United States of America. Moving on to Europe, we have Austria, Belgium, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Greece, Hungary, United Kingdom, and so on. Now, about the same number of new cases, which is no change or plus or minus of about 2%. In Asia, we have Maldives, Thailand. In Africa, we have Chad and Somalia. From Americas, we have Bahamas. In Europe, we have Portugal and San Marino. For fewer new cases, in Asia, we have Bahrain, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Cambodia, Cyprus, India, Iraq, Nepal, Oman, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, United Arab Emirates, Turkey, and few more. In Africa, we have Algeria, Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, and so on. In Europe, we have got Finland, France, Iceland, Malta, Russia, and Spain. Less than half as many new cases. In Asia, we have Afghanistan, China, Kuwait, Kyrgyzstan. In Africa, we have Central African Republic, Madagascar, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and few others. For 0 new cases in Europe, we have the Vatican. That was all from our Fighting COVID studio for today. Stay tuned as we'll be back next week with more updates related to COVID across the globe. Stay tuned and keep watching TTV.